has somebody in the studio that will transport us elsewhere into the world of movies, of course. Hi, Tasneem. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, thank you.
Fantastic. So you've obviously been reviewing some brilliant films for us, and I think you've got 3 really interesting movies this week. What are they that you're going to review?
So we've got 2 oldies but goodies. We've got White Chicks and The Big Short. I thought it would be relevant given what's happening with the shorting in GameStop.
Yep.
And we've also got The Mauritanian, which is one of the more recent films.
Yes.
I think it came out 2022.
Brilliant. All right, well, start us off. Which one would you like to start with?
So let's start with White Chicks. Okay. White Chicks, I'm sure you've seen it.
I have. Brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's a comedy.
Yes.
And I thought it would be relevant because there's rumours of a new one in the making.
I heard.
Yeah.
I hope it does. Do you think it's going to have the same cast?
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of got to, haven't they, really?
Yeah, they really do. So it's a comedy about 2 FBI workers,
right.
a dynamic duo. They have to pretend to be white girls, white women of socialites. So they have to go to this big social event in the Hamptons, pretending to be these white girls. And it's all about them just pretending to be white girls.
And of course, they're not white.
Yeah, they're not. They're black.
They're black.
It's the humour that comes with
that. That's right. I mean, I loved it. I was laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And it sounds so inappropriate in some ways, like, you know, in terms of the sort of like the race element, very politically incorrect, I think. But it doesn't come across that way at all, does it?
No, it really doesn't. It truly is just a hilarious movie.
Absolutely. Okay, and then the other one was The Big Short. I haven't heard of that one. Is that not Danny DeVito? What's The Big Short about?
So it's about 3 risky bankers and how they essentially profited off of the 2008 global financial crisis.
Okay.
And it's based off of Michael Lewis's best-selling book, The Big Short.
I'm thinking completely. You know what? Which movie I thought you were talking about with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, but no, you're talking about something completely different, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about this.
So this follows the story of 3 different bankers,
right.
and it goes through how they essentially act in they hedge their bets against the market system in the US, and they believe that the market system is about to burst. It's in its own bubble that's about to burst, and therefore they bet against it and they make millions from it. And what's really nice and what's really well done about this movie is that it's a mix of humor, of comedy, of like education about how the financial crash happened and how our financial system works in general. And the really great thing about it is that because of its fast pace, it goes through really dry concepts. Like there are 2 scenes which break the 4th wall. I'm sure you might have seen Margot Robbie's famous bathtub scene where she's like in a bathtub with a glass of champagne and she's explaining what shorting is.
Right.
So it's educational, but it's also really entertaining and it's very fast paced and you definitely feel like you're in the room when it's happening.
Fantastic.
So definitely give it a watch.
That sounds like an interesting one, actually, and you're definitely going to put that on my list. The other one is the Mauritanian?
The Mauritanian.
Mauritanian, okay. And what did you think of that? Because I thought that's quite a different kind of movie.
Yeah, so this is, again, based off of a book which is based off of the real-life story of Sehli, who was a prisoner post the 2001 9/11.
Yep.
So he essentially has been imprisoned without any trial.
And this is the one that he's imprisoned in Guantanamo Bay, is that
exactly,
right?
Exactly, in Guantanamo Bay. So he's been imprisoned without trial. It goes against any sort of justice system within the US. It goes against habeas corpus, let them have their body, which means that you need to have trial before being detained. He is being tortured in Guantanamo Bay. So the great thing about this movie is the pace at which it happens. So the director gives you enough time to really grasp and grapple with the horrors that Sehli has been faced with in Guantanamo Bay. And it also allows you to see, some parts of it are really fast-paced, when you see what's happening with his lawyer and the relationship that he has with his lawyer. Like, it's a very emotional bond they have because, of course, this guy is suffering. He's not had any trial. He's being tortured on suspicion of being a terrorist, being involved in 9/11.
I mean, that sounds thrilling, really, really thrilling. Thank you so much for those movies. I'm sure our viewers are going to go and watch them. If they haven't already, they should. And I'm certainly going to have a look at some of those as well. Thank you very much, Tasneem.